Hey everyone, welcome to Pageant Professors. I'm Nicole and this is Prita, and today we're talking team spirit. We are fresh off of Mrs. Arizona America weekend and just a couple other pageants that we've gone to support friends and family, and we've seen some great things in the audience.
Some great creative ways
to support friends and family in the audience, and we just wanted to bring those ideas to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're on stage, whether you're a contestant or maybe an audience member, showing support has so many benefits. If you're the contestant on stage, when you hear your friends and your family yell for you or the ways that they show their support in the audience, it really is a huge boost of confidence. It makes your smile brighter, it makes you kind of giggle or laugh a little bit, which makes you look carefree and happy, and I think it's got a lot of good qualities to it. Plus, the judges hear how much the audience is rooting for you. So it's a great way to help you. And then if you're friends or family with a contestant, you want to give the best type of support for your friend or family that's on stage, that's putting it all out there. So there's a lot of reasons to take the extra time to show your team spirit when attending or competing in a pageant.
Absolutely. And the most popular thing that we've seen in the audience are face paddles. This is what we brought to Arizona America weekend.
Allie's sister,
zebra tape, hello,
did a fantastic job. Allie's sister created these, and these are styrofoam with Allie's photo on them. And then her dad went to Home Depot
Adorable.
And found tape. That's how you know you have a pageant girl as a daughter, is when your father goes and picks out zebra tape for the back of the paddles.
Exactly.
But it's just paddles, a stick. It's very simple and easy to make, but they are great. I mean, they can be seen from miles away. Judges see them, your contestant obviously sees them on stage, and they're just a fun way to show your support.
Yeah, and these are so high quality. I mean, the photo's beautiful. I mean, how fierce is Allie? It's got her name on it, and it's got her title. Which are definitely some key elements of your face paddle.
Right, and so all you do to get these done is go to a Kinko's or maybe FedEx. Well, I guess it's FedEx, Kinko's now. Staples, any type of print shop. You can even order them online and just ask for something that has maybe a little bit of foam. If you get just a photo, you can always add your own foam backing or styrofoam backing to it, but you want something that's going to hold up, especially if you're waving it around. If it's a piece of paper, it might just catch on.
It'll be flimsy.
Right, it'll be a little flimsy. So you want something that is going to be sturdy and show. And then a great picture of your contestant, maybe the photo that they have in their program book, so people can recognize it, but something obviously that shows your contestant in a positive light.
Yeah, and we got so many compliments on these during pageant weekend. They were like, wow, we wish we thought of that, or I brought some signs. So always come prepared.
Right, and even if maybe you're attending the pageant and you think you're just going to be by yourself, it's always great to bring a couple extras. We were actually at one pageant where the family next to us, their contestant didn't make it through the semis, but then they liked the girl that we were supporting. So they asked if they could have some paddles too to cheer her on. I mean, at that point, their contestant's out of the running, so everyone's going to pick their own favorites anyway. So we always now try to come stocked with some extras to kind of hand out to just create an entire cheering section.
Absolutely. Buttons are also great. It's kind of similar. You can take your photo of the contestant to a Kinko's. A lot of sites do it online, where you can just insert a photo into a clear button, and if whoever's in the audience isn't comfortable, with the signs up, and wants to be a little more subdued, putting on a pin is awesome.
I always think about, throughout my political campaign background, I always think about, because we do that on campaigns too, and the cool thing about it, we see it at Miss USA all the time, even in pageant week, so not just the pageant day. Yeah. But you see friends and family all the time walking around with buttons, and it's a great talking piece. I mean, if you're in an elevator with a family that's got Miss Texas, which is what happened to us last year, you're just like, oh my gosh, I love her, she's beautiful, she's whatever, and it's a great way to start talking to people. They're going to want to ask about your title holder that maybe you have the button of, so it's good PR.
It is good PR. Great conversation starter, like you said. What I loved, I recently attended Miss Massachusetts Outstanding Teen Pageant a couple weeks ago in Massachusetts, and it was a dimly lit audience, and it wasn't a venue that I'd seen that before. No lights, everything was low. The introduction, the dance had no lights also, and this family in front of me had glow sticks. And I don't know if there had been a memo that went out about there being no lights. And so, if we had brought these face paddles, you wouldn't have seen them from the stage. And so, your contestant wouldn't have seen you in the audience. And so they had these glow sticks. And I thought that was so fun and great. And it's really unique. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
It's again, it draws positive attention
Yeah.
because you have to remember that while your friends and family are cheering, so everyone else is looking at you, and then they're looking at your entire cheering section.
Right.
So we definitely have noticed what other cheering sections have done, and we're like, that's a great idea.
Exactly.
We want to do that too.
Yeah. But there are others where, you've seen them or you've heard them in the audience and you're like, wow, I'm really glad that we didn't do that.
We'll talk about our cautionary tales.
Yeah, well, noisemakers, banners, you don't want to obstruct. As much as you want to support your contestant, you don't want to obstruct anyone else from enjoying the show.
Right.
Or, supporting their contestant.
Right. And you'll always have horror stories. You'll always have groups or people that have done what not to do, as I like to call them. But we were at a pageant once where the family showed fantastic support for their contestant. It was very heartwarming. You loved them. It was like, oh, they're here to cheer on their girl.
Yeah.
And then any other time a girl came on, they booed her.
That's not okay.
So
That's
you
not
want
okay.
to make sure that as much as obviously your family and friends are rooting for you, if you're the contestant, you want to make sure to give that cautionary tale if they've not been to a pageant before, that it's a friendly competition. It's not hostile. We don't need to boo anybody.
Yeah.
If your contestant that you're there supporting doesn't make the cut, still have to have some good showmanship and be a good sport about it. The judges are still there and the audience is still there, and the pageant community is so small that if
oh my gosh, people do not forget those. They
don't forget.
Things.
And it reflects, if you're still in the running in your pageant, it reflects a little bit negatively on you. The judges can hear that. So if they think that your family or your friends are booing or not being good sports about it, that unfortunately kind of will come back on you sometimes.
Definitely will.
So positive support is great. What I loved at Allie's Mrs. Arizona pageant was that there was actually 2 really loud competing groups. And it got to be like a fun competition. There was no booing, there was mutual support, but we were trying to scream as loud as we could when Allie was on stage, and then so was the other contestants crowd. But it was great, and it actually got her on stage when they do those fluff questions like, how are you feeling tonight, or whatever. We were so loud that Allie was they asked her, wow, you have such a cheering group here tonight. So she even got to respond to that, which means the judges are paying attention, but that level of support can reflect positively and give you some time on stage.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead.
I love T-shirts.
That's exactly where I was going.
Really? Read your mind. We've been doing this too long now. Finish these other sentences. But my family does T-shirts. At first, I was completely horrified. My first year competing at Miss Maryland USA, my mom's coworker, who was so excited that I was competing, and just to see me grow up through the years, had T-shirts made with my face on it. I was like mortified.
I know.
I was like, no one wants to see my face on a T-shirt. And so those weren't the ones that they wore to the pageant, but they had these T-shirts, and now we just have them for family functions and graduations. My brother's graduating in a couple weeks, and we have these T-shirts that say Team Ortiz on them. Love it.
Rachel Strauss, one of my best friends, who I think I talk about her all the time on camera with her high-low gown, as well as some of my coworkers when I competed at Miss DC USA 2008. 2008, yes. Came, I didn't know it, but they had taken my headshot, pink T-shirt, and on the front it was my picture, and on the back it was Team Coley.
I love it.
And it was hilarious also to see my male colleagues and my male boss in a pink T-shirt with my face and Team Coley.
Totally worth it.
Fantastic. But it was such a nice gesture. It was something that you'll never forget. And I remember anytime I was having a bad day, there's one day I was having a really bad day, and I'd come into the office and everyone took off their jackets and they all had Team Coley shirts. So
that's really cute.
It was really cute. They kept them. I wish I had mine on me, but they're a great way to show support. Websites like cafepress.com are really simple ways. You can just upload a photo, pick the sizes for the T-shirts, the colors, varying qualities, but they're so easy. And again, we usually, now when we do it for others, order a couple extras, say, hey, do you want to?
And it's an easy DIY project. You can go to AC Moore or any craft store, and they have the iron-on letters.
Oh, yeah.
Super easy.
Oh, you can get so creative with your t-shirts, whether they're tie-dyed or rhinestones or whatever. You can do whatever. And it's just like the buttons. It's one of those things that you can also wear in the days leading up to the pageant.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of hard to walk around with this
all day.
All day. Just while I'm shopping, but it's kind of fun to be able to wear a t-shirt that's supporting your contestant, maybe while you're running errands around the hotel or around the, when we're going to Miss USA or around Vegas, all, days leading up to it. It's a great way to show your support and, again, a conversation piece.
I know, I love it. And what I also love at Miss USA that we see are the state flags.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing the state flags, and I'm going to make my boyfriend carry around a Delaware flag for Miss International, but it's just great to see that in the audience. Mm-hmm. I love it.
No, you see that a lot too in the international pageants, the Miss Universe,
yeah.
Miss World.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great way to support your contestant and also show some, national pride or statehood pride, and again, it's a great way to get some attention. And flags are very colorful and bright and big, and so your contestant will be able to see it from on stage.
Yeah.
Because there's two portions. You obviously want to show your support in creative ways, but again, you want your contestant to be able to see it and notice it. And from on stage, there's no way that they're not going to see that. Then there's good old-fashioned posters.
Oh, I love those.
So leading up to I think it was actually DC USA 08 again, came into my hotel room, and there were 5 of my closest friends on their hands and knees with poster boards, glitter, glue, and they were making posters.
Yeah.
And it was a poster making party the night before. It was so great to see them because I was nervous, but it allowed me to unwind. If you are in a position where you can do that, because I know sometimes you're not allowed guests in your hotel room, but if you are, or maybe even the weeks leading up to it, it's a great way to boost your own self-esteem if you're a contestant, and also to get your friends together. So they made Team Coley posters, and they made all kinds of things, but it was so much fun. But again, the cautionary tale, just make sure if you are going to do a good old-fashioned poster, you're holding it up when your contestant is walking across the stage or when they're on stage, but that you're bringing it back down when someone else's contestant is on there, so you're not blocking any views.
Right.
Yes. I think that's do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
I think that's got a lot. You guys have a lot to work with.
Yeah, definitely. Between the face paddles, the buttons, the regular posters, and the flags.
And I'm so excited to see. I'm sure we'll see a ton of it. We'll report back after Miss USA this year, but I'm sure there'll be more. But we'd love to hear about your creative ways that either you've had your friends and family support you, or maybe creative ways that you've supported your friends or families while they have competed on stage. So sound off in the section below. Let us know what you think, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Did you know that there are some really common mistakes that girls make during the evening gown portion of their competition? Click on the link in the description below and you'll be taken to our website for a free 30-minute long training course. By the end of it, you'll learn how to avoid these common mistakes and master the evening gown portion of your competition today.